lots of people do view you as a hero who can speak to both sides of the aisle. And why you probably get asked a lot, are you going to serve the public back in an elected office again? I'm going to ask it slightly differently. Why would we not see you in some future elected role?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's funny, when I got out of Congress, I was like, man, there's no way I want to run again. And that has changed because, like, you have a passion for public service. It's like that fire will never go out. And actually, that fire for me has gotten more intense. The question of why would I not is only because where do I fit? I mean, I'm a Democrat now, basically. I vote Democratic. Um, I have moderated on some views. It's the benefit of being able to come out of the system and just kind of reanalyze, what do I really believe? I'm 48 years old now. Yes, I came up as a conservative. Where was I wrong? And I think a lot of the areas I recognize I was wrong was like things like wealth, income disparity, that kind of stuff, spending, some of the social issues. But I ask myself all the time, certainly I'm never going to run as a Republican, right?
Yeah.
That party has burned itself to the ground.
Yeah.
Can I run as a Democrat? And that's a question that I have that's open in my mind. Do I get through a primary? Because the one thing I don't want to do is run and be somebody I'm not.
Yeah.
Because Americans are sick of this. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go run in a Democratic primary and pretend to be a hardcore lefty if I'm not.
Yeah.
Can I run as a centrist and win? And that's a question I grapple with. So to be honest with you, Frank, I would love to. I would love to announce I'm running for president tomorrow.
Right.
But I also don't want to run for no reason. And so I wrestle with that. I think there is a significant amount of Americans right now, a significant number of Americans that feel politically homeless, that I think I would represent. The question is, in what capacity and how?
Right. Look, you've raised a legit question, and it's really on my mind increasingly. And people know I'm no political strategist. I'm the antithesis of that. But I continue to say the fringes are controlling the narrative.
That's right, they are.
And having spent 8 years in corporate media, I think ratings and tension and fear get people in front of a screen. And, if we had a network that was really in the middle, they would appeal to the majority of Americans who also, like you, feel like they're displaced.
I would call it like almost radical centrism. Because I think part of the issue is, I mean, look, there's some areas I'm liberal on, some areas I'm conservative on. So I'm not a centrist on every issue. And I think in the past, we've kind of thought of moderates as because they have been kind of this squishy, I'm not going to take a side, like Susan Collins in Maine, right? And everybody hates those people. What I think we actually need is people that are as passionate as Graham Plattner or whoever, right? That can go out and speak to people, but from a kind of a centrist perspective. So can light the fire, but not like I'm a moderate because I'm weak. No, I'm a moderate because F you, right? Like that kind of thing. I think we need that.
Yeah, and again, not pretending to be a politics strategist, but the question that the Democratic Party has to ask itself is: are we truly a big enough tent?
That's right.
To welcome the centrists? And we saw Liz Cheney out on the road with Kamala Harris. Did you ever think you'd see that happen?
No,
it happened.
Well, and what worries me, and granted, it's all internet comments, so you take that for a grain of salt, but you see some on the left that are like, well, it's because she went with Liz Cheney that we lost, because no, you can actually see a significant number of Republicans voted for her, but it wasn't enough, right?
Yeah.
There's just and for Democrats, it's like, look, have your fights on the issues in the tent.
Yeah.
Actually, when you disagree with each other and you can have respectful disagreements, it's fun. That's why I got into politics. Yes. I enjoyed that.
Yes.
It is much better to battle inside the tent on your differences of opinion than be out of power?
True.
Sitting where we are right now, watching our Constitution be ripped out from under us, but at least we're pure. If the Democratic Party, and they're much better at this than the Republican Party, but if the Democratic Party can truly be a big tent party, we can win. You and I don't live that far from each other.
Yeah.
We can win Texas.
Yeah.
Right? That's a possibility. And never lose an election again. But that's
True.
the question.
That's
Are we
true.
able to do that?
That's true.